Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. This is Microtopia, part 2. So welcome back. And last time we just started the colony. So we got ourselves established. We got the queen. We started collecting little energy, what are they called? Energy pods. Pods, that's the word. Energy pods, feeding them to the queen, and getting the larvae, hatching the larvae, and we've been harvesting metals, which we need to sort out, and turn them into iron blocks, plates, and screws. We've also then been upgrading them into this sort of the worker ants, and we're getting some fibre and turning that into cloth fabric, and we're turning the old ones of these into inventor ants and getting science points. And after all that, we managed to just about turn some of those old ants into drones, and we started sending them over to this island, which we discovered, the desert island, and we started getting some copper. So now, that was where we got to, which is, we did pretty well in that first episode. Now, we need to do a couple of more science things. We need to get towards a few of these targets. So, we need to collect 50, which we've done. And then that enables us to smelt copper and wire. So that's what we can do on the new island. But also on there, we also need to collect 50 pieces of rubble and place them in the stockpile. Let's track that. We need to collect 50 pieces of glass. And in order to do that, we need to unlock digger ants, because digger ants can then mine these larger deposits like this one, which has got mining. And over here on the desert island, we have glass deposits which require mining, and that's what we need to. And these are also mining, but for rubble. So we need to work our way towards mining. So how do we do that? Let's see. Let's go back to the normal island, the original island. Oh, and whilst we're here, let's just send extras to this one. That's fine. We want to get some more tech points. Right, okay. So let's have a look at the science. We need mining and digging. So to do that, we need 50 points, which we have. So we can unlock that. But we also need to unlock mining in order to do that. So we need more points, which is fine. But we also track this one whilst we're at it. We also want this one because this is a very useful way of sorting ants out, depending on their caste. So you've got the original worker ants, and then you've got the normal worker ants, and now you've got digger ants and drones, and all these are different castes. And sometimes we need to separate them out more easily, so that's useful. But the other thing that we also need in order to do mining requires digger ants, and digger ants mean turning the original ants into digger ants. So we also need to get larvae over to the other island and start getting them on there so we can turn them into ants. And so we need to set up a whole lot of other infrastructure on the other island, whilst also getting more tech points. So we've tracked this one. This is to get a digger ant onto the new island and use it to mine 25 pieces of scrap copper and glass. And then we can also reach 75 ants. We need that one. We've done that one already, so that unlocks more opportunities. This one is a facility which we can't really do right now, but it's an upgraded workshop that produces new types of items to work with, like resin and diodes and other things. But that means you take 2 or 3 items and turn them into something else, and we're not quite ready for that just yet. So what we're doing and working our way towards is all these. So we need more inventor ants, and we need to build up the infrastructure on the other island. So we need to be sending more drones to the other island. So let's get on. So here we are. These need to start collecting more iron. Let's see if we can do that. That's good. And then there was one down here that had nothing to collect as well. Have we got any other iron here? I don't think we do. No. We could start sending them over that direction instead. So let's just do a little and let's see, how many was on there? Let's change that to 0. We don't want any new ants to go on there. We'll send this one over this way. Oh, I didn't finish off the circuit. We'll put a new storage onto it. And a new old gate. And that will come down to here. There we go, yeah, that's fine. And then we also need to change this up so we can put a counter gate this way and have that come over this way, and change that to 5 again like the other one, and send this one back on there and delete these. Get that one, what's right it. Okay, so that's that. Oh, more science, and we've got to get rid of this one's got an energy pod, so we need to drop that so it can go in and carry on doing the updates. And this one's coming with an energy pod as well. So drop, which means this must be full. Yeah. Can we send more that way? Not that many. Where's the other one? Let's send them that way. So let's send the rest of this. Let's change this. Let's move this one over here. Get a new one. And send the extra here. That way we can keep both of these stockpiles, which are working for us, full and carrying on. What we also need to do is start improving the numbers as well. So we've got our limit, our population of 75, and then to improve that we need to feed the queen more energy pods. So I think we need to add a second ant to this one. So we're going to do another counter gate here, send them over here, and that's going to be 2, and we can then gradually work up to the next population, next stage, stage 5, which I think is 100 ants. In the meantime, that's also got something to drop. Let's get rid of that, which means that stockpile must be full as well. Where's that stockpile? Aha, okay, so that, send it to, is it that one? Yeah, that's the one. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to start a third, instead of just 2 coming this way, I'm going to send a third one this way. And I'm going to send them over here and start sending drones off to the new island. Let's send him this way, just to add one in straight away. I could actually make this go a bit faster as well by adding a second ant on there as well. Okay, so there goes another drone over to the other island. Let's start thinking about what we need over here. So over here we've got the ants coming in here. We need to get rid of that because that's all finished. What are we going to do over here? What do we need? What we need is we need to collect some copper, and we also need to collect some iron, but we also need to start sending them back over as well. I'm going to start bringing some bits and pieces over. So in order to get ready for the new influx of ants, what we need are some stockpiles, and we're going to put them here and here, and that's going to be, to start with, plates, and I think that's also going to be screws, I think, for the moment, but that will change. But what we want to do first of all is make it so that people can actually drop stuff off here, and it won't drop off if it's using this null trail, so we need to change it to a standard trail, a hauling trail, in order to drop things off. And then what we also need is to be able to send these ants back afterwards. So we need another one of these, which requires 2 iron plates. So we need to come back this direction and make sure that everything here is ready for that. So we want to set down the opposite side and have a little turnaround for the ants to come back this direction. Now before that one finishes, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn that into a standard normal hauling trail, find the iron stockpile. Oops, no, that's the wrong thing. I want to place a dispenser, stick that here, so that when this drone flies off to the new island, he's going to carry an iron plate, and we need to do that twice in order to get the ability to come back again. So that's the first stage. Yeah. So here he comes with the first iron plate. We've got these all set up already, so it will just drop off at the right one. Here we go, and it starts feeding the new building. So just wait for one more to come back, and then we can set off all these going backwards and forwards to deliver stuff to this island. Let's just check technology. Anything to get just yet? Yes, we need the mining, so that's good. We can do that one. 50, that's good. No, nothing else just yet. Let's just check the ants, just to make sure there aren't any waiting for us to click on, which there are. Oh, and plenty more ones coming that way as well. That's full. So where are we sending it? There we go, yeah. Oh, and the other thing I needed to set up on here is an old trail. So we need to set up an old trail just to join all the other old ants. Have I got a storage for those? No, I haven't got storage for those, for larvae yet. So we're working our way towards that. Need 50, so not quite there yet. Has the ant gone with the... Yes, it's on its way. Let's see. Okay, that's full. That's done. We can assign the target over this way. And we're ready to start sending all the ants backwards and forwards rather than going around in a circle over here. Where is it? There it is. So instead of this, it's going to go there. and they will fly back and start bringing resources over. But what I might do in the meantime is set up a couple of lines. So we're going to do a couple of hauling lines. Let's see, trails. Let's do hauling line here. Let's see. And another one here. And some storages. Okay. And some counter gates. So we have one doing on each of them. Okay, so we'll take a couple of these ants out and start doing that. And whilst I'm thinking about it, I'm going to change that over. Let's move these over here. Get rid of the extras that are sitting here. Drop. Drop. And drop. There we go. That should make that better. Let's click the ants and get this one first, which means that we could start making tiles and start putting things nicely and neatly. But I'm going to wait to do these two. Let's get these ones, and then we're working our way to lava storage, and that needs to go over here. I think it's that one. Yeah. Back we go over. Oh, that's the other thing. I was going to change that. Move that one and change it to these ones. So screws are now going to go over instead. So now they're all coming back, and they're going to start taking screws over, which is perfect. And we're also getting some of these things in, so we can start making some smelters. So we need to do the production chain. But we'll start that once we've actually got real ants over here. We're just getting some resources in the meantime. There we go. I might just do one other storage. And have that set for, I think it's that one. Oh, maybe yes, fabric, I think, for the moment. So let's see, have we got to it yet? There's the trash can. So another 50 for that one. So the trash can is useful here. So as you see, we have the normal line going in here. So if these ants are carrying anything, they may just drop it into the trash can, so it stops it from stopping them being upgraded. Excuse me. How many we got on the island now for this one? We have 14 screws and 9 plates and 10 of those. So let's just change over to fabric then. And I'm leaving these to one side as we may change and chop change over as required. There we go. Let's send all those over here. And oh, that one needs to send, yeah. There we go, that's that done. We've got up to stage 5, fantastic. So we now have reached a higher population, which is good. What have we got here? The mining, still waiting for that. And foundation. So these are the foundations. So we can stick it down and then we change the orientation as we like. But then we can then start adding like this. But each one of these takes an iron plate, which is quite expensive. So I'm not going to use these until we get to the concrete, which gets a little bit cheaper to do. So I'm going to wait a little bit for that. So let's get rid of these. Oh. Oh, how do I get rid of those? I've forgotten. Storage. There is a way of doing it. How do I do that? I've forgotten. Smoothing trails. That's it. In foundation, there you go. I knew there was one somewhere. Okay, so now we should be able to get lava storage and track the incubation of 5 larvae on the desert island, so we can put that on there as well. So now what we have is a new storage, which we can put, I think we can put here. Yeah, so if there's any spare, it will go in here, which there should be every now and then. And it takes, what does it take? It takes 2 plates and 5 fabric, which we have on the other island now, I believe. Yep, got plenty of each. So let's move that out of the way and stick this one in its place. And then we can set up a dispenser for this one over here instead, and move that out of the way. We can start transporting larvae onto the new island. Fantastic. Here we go. The start of the new operation. Oh, there's no, yeah, there's nothing, no storage, so that's fine. Okay. So what we also need to put in here is an incubator, and what we'll do is I'll have it that way round. We will get a stockpile. No, I won't do that. We'll put a stockpile. That's better. Have that coming here. Put a transport trail. And we will have one ant to go that direction. But we will make up a new holding area for the ants that come out this end. There we go. And then instead of these, we'll use the new baby ants. and do this and get them to do it instead. And we'll send those back this way. So now we have ants on this island. Next we need to do some old trails and make sure we can then start merging them in a combiner to do other jobs. Let's do that over here, I think. Start working our way over this direction. So we need iron blocks. We don't have iron blocks, so let's start a new storage and sending some of those over. We've got that one, that's good. What does that allow us now? A new counter end, a logic trail that can break up the area a counter gate keeps track of if you just want to check a specific part of the trail. Not found a massive use for that one yet, but I'm sure there are ways of using it. Yes, iron blocks, there we go, those are iron blocks. Place a dispenser here. We're not always having ants available, so I'll leave both of those connected for the moment. Let's see, send those that way, drop that, get those, send that way, everything's filling up quickly, send that way, oops, that's empty, that's not a good sign. There we go, that's better. We have some science. Do we need anything? Not right now, we'll wait till we get these ones, I think. So the cast gate and the timer gate, both are fairly useful. Oh. I wonder, hopefully that's going to last long enough to be fed. I might just stay and watch that one just to get the best benefit of that one. We should do it. Nearly. There we go. So let's go back to the other island and see how we're getting on. Okay, so we have that made. So we want to change that to make normal workers. And we will start putting in some old gates. Okay, it's not working that way. Let's go that way. And do... and we'll do the same on this one, this side. Okay, and we'll do one over here as well. Seems we're getting quite high, but now we can start taking some of these off to do processing of things like iron blocks and copper. So we want to have a couple of production chains going up here. Let's see, let's do it over here. Let's get 2 of those and another 2, which we need to get more blocks from. We're running out. Okay, let's stick that onto 2. And let's start. Place the dispenser over here. under storage over here, and we'll get those going in a minute. So we start with the splitter, normal trails, which come over here and then go back again, and then that one does the same, and an old gate like that. And we'll do the same for the copper. So these are going to be iron, so change them to melt iron, and these, when they're done, will be copper. And that one's old. We need a holding trail here. And these, I might just start to collect the energy orb 2s, which are slightly not higher energy levels. I think they are 2. So we need a foraging trail. Let's do this. Let's see if we can do this. Trying to get everything, because they don't spawn very often, so you need a lot more ants on that trail. So there we go. That will be here, storage, and we will have, I'll put that to like 5 for the moment. And then we'll have an old gate. Oh no, we'll just leave it for the moment. We don't need it right now. Okay, so that's that. That's that. We now need to set up the copper. There we go. That's done. Same thing again. A splitter, a divider, to there and there. Hauling trail to the smelter and then to storage. And an old trail coming out this way. So now we can start setting this up. Let's see, let's do and one here, and we'll set 2 on each. That should be enough, and we might then use the worker ants to do the processing of them into wire and plates and screws, etc. So here we need to do a carry gate. What we're looking for here is to shorten the path. So if they do carry something, they don't have to go around the whole trail in order to get back. So if you use the carry gate, you can look at it and it says enter if carrying any material. You can specify the material if you want to, but if you don't, then it just carries on. It will take any material, and that's what we want in this case. So we're going to do the same at several points throughout the trail, just to speed up the delivery. So here, I'll do it here, and it goes to there. From here, go up to here, and maybe do the same from here to there, for example. And that should hopefully speed things up. You see the ant just took that road instead of carrying on. That was going to do the same, but that one didn't, because it carried on to the next one. And it will carry on round until it gets here, and then jump back the other direction. and hopefully that means that we can get these energy pods back to the storage a bit more quickly. Okay. That seems to be going okay at this moment in time. What are we bringing back? We don't need to be bringing back any more iron, so we can take, which one is it? That's iron, so we can move that one away. We don't need that one, but we'll leave the lava on. Here we need to get more metals, and we can bring this back again like that. What's going? Yep, okay, more congestion. Drop all the items. Let's get rid of everything. Which means I then need to go around and sort this out as well. And where's that one? Yeah, that needs to go there as well. Can we send any extras that way as well? There's a few extra that way. Cool, fantastic. And here as well. That's one. So we need to send them that way. That takes it down to 110. A little bit of space. Okay, and let's see if we can pick all this up. Okay. And whilst we're at it, what's going on back here? So this is all happening. We have iron, we have copper blocks, we have ants turning in over here. We need these to go. Oops. Let's see if I can get this over there instead. That looks better. And that needs to change. Let's see if we can drag this down a little bit. There we go, I think that's better. That's a start. Okay. We're reaching the maximum population again. You had iron in you, okay. Why did you have iron? You shouldn't. Oh. Okay. Need to change that to over here because I've changed the direction. Let's do that. There we go. That's better. Much better. Oh, running out of ants though. That's because we've hit the population cap. can't take your eye off the ball on this game. It's forever making you update and check to make sure everything's running smoothly. Okay, this is going okay. Those are coming in okay. What I might do is I will put a dispenser for these over here, and I will start the drones taking these back to the other side, and then I can start feeding them to the queen. So they're coming in here, and we need to put a storage in. Let's put a storage in before they've come back, and the trail like this. There we go, and that can be energy pod 2s. And then where have we got the queen? The queen is there. What we can do then is put a dispenser in here. I think we can just about fit one in. Yes, we can. There we go. So the first thing they pick up will be the energy pod 2s if they're available. That doesn't have any metals, so let's just that's full. That can go to that, and there's one up here somewhere. And again, let's see if we can fill something up as well. Let's see if we can do some there. Okay, that should help a little bit. Okay, let's see if we can do this. There we go. That seems to work. And let's see. That's going okay. That's going okay. This is coming along nicely. That's full. So let's give them another storage. That's nowhere near full. That's doing okay. Okay, let's see what we get. What can we get in the way of tech now? What do we want? Let's get the cast gate and the timer gate, I think. Oh, and that one I wanted, the stockpile gate, is definitely something I want. That's a very useful one, but we'll come to that once we've got it. So let's keep an eye on the tech for a second. Still got a little way to go. Are we bringing back energy pods? Yes, we're bringing back energy pods. There's the green one, there it is. And now they're feeding the queen some green pods. And if there's no green pod, they feed a yellow pod. But we should see this start to go up now. Yep, it's going up, I think. That's good news. Oh, it's time for another mating flight. And here they all come. And we should get a little progress of what we've been up to in the last hour. No, we've not got to that quite yet. Although we're getting there, we're getting closer. Getting closer to be able to do some mining. So for mining, I've got those two gates, the cast gate and the timer gate. We'll come to those when we need them. For mining, we need to have an assembler, do we have all we need on this island for an assembler? Let's see. So we need some more plates. Need 5 more plates. So actually I could do, let's take it up to 7. There we go. Okay, so in the last hour we created 463 small worker ants and 418 were repurposed and 51 have died. I'm not entirely sure if this is all time or whether this is just in the last hour. And then we had 209 worker ants created and 151 have been repurposed, and we had 33 drones of which 22 have died. So we're doing quite well. 59 inventor ants, 58 have died. And this will get more complicated as the time goes by. So yes, we need to get some plates going. Now we have those. Let's start producing some of these ourselves over here. Oops, we have some work going, so I hope the banging doesn't interrupt too much. Stockpile here. There we go, just one of these for the moment and turn it into iron plates. And counter gate for 1 ant. Let's send them this way. Oh, I need to do the trail first. There we go. And there we go. Actually, that get going. Oh, wrong way round. Damn it. Wrong way round. So that should go this way. I'll change that to be iron plates. There we go, that should be better. And we'll start filling this out. Excellent. Cool, let's go back to the other island. Keep monitoring what's going on. That's full. There we go, that's better. And these are getting drop, drop, and that can be, oops, sent that way as well. They're stuck as well. You're stuck as well. Here we go. And we're getting there for the energy going up. We're almost up to stage 6. What are we looking for next? Stockpile gate, yes. Very useful. What we can do, I'll show you this now then. We had, which one is it? This one. Yeah. So let's move this back here, but we're going to move it back over here. And we're going to put a stockpile gate. So this comes off here, and it becomes a hauling to there, and then I'm going to send it back that direction. The stockpile, if we assign it to a stockpile, so we can take it over to this island, and I think it's this one, yeah, that one, and we can say come back. So we've assigned it to that stockpile, which is also iron plates. This is a dispenser for iron plates. So this stockpile, we can say only go this way if the stockpile contains less than, say, 5 plates, which should then limit the amount of plates that go onto the island. But as there's nothing on it, people will start going on. But let's just make sure that people can actually deliver to it. So we move that over here, and then we turn it on, and we should see this drone go in there, pick it up. That one will do it as well, and start flying over to the other island and putting on that into that stockpile. Now it only reads what's happening at the moment, so if there is 5 there now, 3 there, and there are 2 flying over, this person will still go in because the stockpile is still less than 5. So you might find yourself with a stockpile of 7 instead, but it should keep that stockpile on this island filled with at least 5, which is what we like. Okay, that's almost done. And now we're getting them in from the other island as well. We're looking also to get 100 of these, 100 techs, so we can get the recycler, which is a very useful way of saving resources from upgraded ants and even normal ants, because you can then recycle them for the components. Okay, so now we have this assembler and we want to change it to make digger ants. So where am I going to do this? Getting very cramped over here already. Trying to make a bit of space over here. Let's see if I can move that over there. Can I make this a bit? Yes, I can do this a bit tighter. Like that. That's good. No, I need to turn it around as well. Face that direction. Okay, that's metals. We don't want metals. Actually, I think I'm going to move it over here, because what we want is this and that, but this is all hidden behind all these blocks, so it's actually going to, we need to get through here first. Okay. Okay, so we're going to do a third one off here, like we have done previously. So split another one and send it this way. This needs screws, and we're making, well, we're not making screws, but we have screws here somewhere. Where are they? Not that one, this one. So plate the stockpile on there for now. And I may just change that to screws. If I change that to screws, and instead of actually using this one, let's change that so we can click on this and change its target to over here. So if we use that one, then we're making it on site. And then we need to come over here and create some mining trails. Let's do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Put a stockpile down. And I divide a trail that goes from 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then these all come back to here and that way. And this is just going to go straight into there. So any that get made will go straight into digging for concrete. Well, rubble in this case. Hang on a sec, I may actually do this one because we want to try and get through this way. So let's see if I can do that one. And see if I can do it from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just stop it for a second. I just want to change this around. And do it this way. Perfect. Let's do that. Get rid of those. And that one. And change it to like that. Perfect, that's better. Let's try and get rid of these first. There we go. We're hoping that when we get to stage 6 we can also, I think that changed to 150, which means we should actually get more lava over to the top. What's wrong here? Ah, it's the wrong way round. Always the way. There we go, that's better. Excellent, that's on its way. And there we go, there's the first digger ant. Takes a little while to do. 30 seconds. But if we can upgrade them, we need to get 25 glass as well. It's a long way round to there. And in fact, if I was actually doing it properly, I'd probably go for this one. Let's see if I can do that. Let's try and set this one up instead. And divider trails. And then these trails come back to you. Actually, let's do it slightly different. Let's give a bit of space for future proofing. And they're going to come out here and that way. Okay. Now let's see if I can send that one over here. And when that one's completed, I will send that one over as well. Let's send that one onto that trail. And send those over there. And delete that one. There we go. We want to try and get rid of this as quickly as possible so we can get into that. Excellent, we got to stage 6 and now we're up to a max population 150. Which should hopefully mean that we'll get more lava being sent over here. Excuse me. And more of this needs to be sorted out. And that one needs to be sent out that way. And that needs to be sent out here. And that needs to be sent down here. Excellent, there we go. Oh, and these need to be... We've lost a few because they're holding on to stuff, as we can see here as well. And you as well, drop. And you as well, drop. I think that should do it. That's better. That's sorted that out for now. Over here we have 13 rubble and some more ants coming in. What I will do here is I'll do a bit of a precaution. If it has one and it's available, we don't want to lose it, so I'm going to put that down. Oh, we still need some more cloth, so let's send some cloth over. Have we got cloth? Yeah, okay, let's send some cloth over. I might do it in the same way as well. What's that one? Cloth. So from the same point, I'm going to do the same thing. It's a stockpile gate. It's going to go here. With a normal hauling to there. Okay, that works. And then that's going to link to this one over here. And if it has less than 5, enter the stockpile, and we can send it over that way again as well. But what I'll do with this, if it drops it in there, I'll also then make it pick it up here again afterwards. So it becomes the next first one to be picked up. Okay. These ants don't last too long, they're only about 5 minutes. So we do need to have a constant supply of them. it comes. There we go. Here comes the cloth. Let's see, tech. More. There we go, that's that, that's that. You can drop that as well. Okay. Let's do that, and we also then need to bring this in so we can start gathering some more. There we go. There we go. And copper, yeah, it's still going. And that's finished. Place the dispenser here. So it puts it in there, then drops it, picks it up again. So hopefully then none of them are actually wasted. And slowly we're making up the population again. That's good. Because that's run out of ants. This has run out of ants. But it's slowly picking up again, which is great. For ants, we might need an ant to start smelting concrete as well. So we're collecting, we're nearly at the collecting 50 rubble, that's good. Let's see if we can do, oh, I can't do that because I haven't got the production of actual cement yet. We need to go to concrete, so we need this one first to get the concrete. I need 100 for the recycler. Let's go back to the other ant. Other island, not the other ant. And that. And now we can get the recycler. And let's see what it takes to build one of those. So here we go. So the recycler takes concrete, wire and plates, which we should be able to do. We just need to set up some copper wire facilities. So we need to have another workshop. And I think I'm going to stick it over here, and we'll get these ants to do it. Stockpile and trails. So from here to there. Oh. Okay, make sure that's onto wire, and then a counter gate for one ant and an elder gate to do that. So now we're starting to get wire. we need to wait for this to get to 50 so we can start making concrete. That's going okay. So what I really need is to do some of this as well. I'm not entirely sure I'm going to be able to get all those over here. That's good, we can get that. So we need to go and get the concrete. That's only 10, so that's fantastic, we can do that. Let's go and see if we can get some more points. Yeah. And you can drop that. Not too fussed about that being full, but I'll just leave that like that for the moment, I think. Whilst I'm here, let's do this. Okay. A couple of little lines like that. Let's do some dividers. And a storage. That's better. Yep. Okay. And let's see if we can get some of this over there. What's the best way? Oh no! What have you got in your hands? Ah, how did you get that? Ah, okay. Yep. So I need to make a new storage. Okay. Okay, that's that. So now I can do concrete as well. Let's okay. That's done that. Let's start clearing the path over here. Looks good. Start clearing away the path through here. That's going okay through that. That's going okay through that. Where's the copper plate? There we go. Let's put all that there and delete that. So mining, copper and glass. Glass is the hardest one to do, so Let's see if I can get some smelting of stone. Where is it? Production. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Where am I going to put this? And who's going to do it? I think it looks like these have got the most available, so I'm going to do it there. There we go. The rubble's going to come from here. And the stockpile is going to go here. So old gate. There we go. And counter gate. One just into that, and that's going to be concrete. And then we can start thinking about recycling ants. So we're just looking for concrete now. Which means that at the end of the day we can start sending all the old ants to be recycled. I need to find a nice central area to do it. Ideally I'd like to get rid of all that. Do I have an ant on this trail at the moment? Yes, just coming. Let's just do a new one temporarily. Storage. And old gate. And let's do another, just do one to do that. Let's get rid of that one. A temporary trail to clear out that area. Once this is complete, I'm going to start sending some concrete over to the other island so I can do the same over there and get a recycler up and running. So I could start with some wire. Where's the wire? I thought it was being made over here. No, that's I know wire's here. And another one for wire. Wire. Let's set that to wire. Done. Fantastic. There we go. There's some wire coming over. Oh, and more energy pods being wasted. full. Okay, let's send that to that one as well then. Okay, that's good. 55. Send some over here as well. Right, and that's full still. That's good. I do need to move that to one side. Don't really want to waste the iron, so 10. How much is it for recycler? 10. That's that one. That one. What have we got? Right, I think we're nearly at the point where everything's waiting just a few little things before we can advance. We have concrete being made. Oh, the recyclers wait. Ah, fantastic. Okay, so let's see where we're going to put this. Let's put it here just for the moment. Yeah, so that goes there. And what we'll have is several stockpiles. Just 3 for the moment, I think. And from here, there we go. We will have an old gate that goes from here to there, and an old gate from here. For the old, for the worker ants, we shall also have an old gate here. And also an old gate from here. And we should also try and get an old gate from here. I'm not sure. I think I might just leave those because we do need more mining going on as quickly as possible. So we need, that one is glass, still looking for glass, and copper. Okay. So now let's have a look and see if we can see what's going on. When an old one comes along, it will come in here and get recycled into its component parts. Thus we can save some of the components that went into making them in the first place. And those goods can then be used elsewhere to make new ones. Cool. Oh, and actually what we do need and there's one that we can also do as well. That's something we also need to do. This one needs to come this way. Ah, wrong way. Wrong place. Oops. It needs to come from here. That's better. Okay, and here we go. Ants are getting squished and changed into the component parts. Now we also need an ant to man it. Where are we going to get that from? I think it should come from here. And it will have its own old gate to take it there. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, I think we're just about there for today. We have mining going on, which is good. Digger ants. We need to get some digger ants to come and get the glass. We also need to get some digger ants to come and get some copper. And then once we've done that, we can then move on to the next level of technologies. Once we're through here, we're going to go into sort of like the concrete core, which can then help us make a much nicer designs on the island and put things into a grid. We can also get into glass working and large stockpiles and the pod workers, and all this side will start helping us get towards the next level, which is where we're going to get to iron workers up here. So we're going to work on this side next time before moving on to this side and working our way upwards, which requires getting this one. Oh, I did it by mistake. I didn't mean to do that. Never mind. Which means basically scanning for a new island, which would be the jungle island, I believe. So there we are. That's what we've done today. We've managed to colonize this island from its bare bones. We just got drones at the end of the last stream, and now we've managed to at least get things going on this side. It's a complete mess, but hopefully once we clear things out a little bit and sort things out, it will get better. Anyway, I think that's it for today. Let's just go and check everything's clear and ready over here. Let's sort these out before we go. One more time. And that can also go to here. Get rid of the excess. Same for you. And yes, I think we're ready to save it and move on, ready for next time. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful morning, evening, night, wherever you are in the world. We'll see you next time, and thank you again for watching.